This is a video tutorial for using Eclipse Integrated Development Environment for Java. If you do not have the software, there are links for download in the description of this video. This software is used for writing programs with Java syntax. If you have no programming experience, there are links to courses that provide good introduction to computer science in the video description. The courses are all free and taught by real professors. Regardless of how you learn the Java language, let's get started with this video tutorial. After downloading, you should open Eclipse. Before Eclipse opens, it'll ask you to select a workspace. This is where your source files will be backed up, and you should know where this workspace is because you will need to access the source files throughout writing programs. The Eclipse main menu will now pop up and look like this. There are some functions here you don't really need to worry about at the moment, so just click the arrow to move on to the main space of Eclipse. This is what the main interface of Eclipse looks like. It'll be where you spend most of your time writing programs. On the left column, called Package Explorers, is where your project folders will be with your source files and classes and everything you'll use when writing programs. That middle space is where you'll actually write your programs when you open a file, and it's where you enter your code. Let's now create a new project folder to write our first program by selecting New Java Project. A window will pop up here where we can name our project, and we will name it First Program just because it is our first program ever being written. This next part is kind of important. Make sure you select Use Project Folder as root for source and class files. When you're writing your beginning programs, you always select this just because the other option isn't something you need to worry about right now. As you can see in the Package Explorer, the new project called First Program has popped up. Now we will create a class by doing New File, New Class. This is kind of like a new document in Word to write a paper, but you're going to write program. It's called class. We're going to name this class Hello World because what we're going to do with this program is just print a simple print line called Hello World because it's just the basic first program that everybody writes. So create that, and you will see the Hello World.java doc pull up in the middle space there. It will say public class Hello World. This will pop up every time you write a new program. You cannot change this. The Hello World there has to match the Hello World.java, the name of your file. Otherwise, the program just won't work. Let us now write our first program. It's just gonna be 2 lines of code, and I'll print the phrase Hello World in console. These 2 lines of code are just lines of code you're gonna have to memorize. The first one is the method that controls the main. It is public static void main in parentheses string bracket args end of parentheses, the squiggly bracket, enter. It'll put a space there. The second line is system.out.print line ln print ln parenthesis in quotations hello world, and then you need the semicolon to end the line. Basically what this code means, the first one, it controls your main method. It's the main loop of the program. The second line is used for outprinting information to the user, whether it's just a statement to the code or just information of your program. Up top, you see that little green arrow where the mouse is by. That is for running/saving your program. If you click it, it will run and save your program. To the left, you see a save and save all next to it if you want to save the doc or save all the docs you're working on. Now let's go over to the green arrow and actually run this program. And you can see how you run your first program. And as you see down in console where it outputs your print lines, it will say Hello World. And congratulations, you just wrote your first program. Woo! So now I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks when writing using Eclipse. For errors especially, if your program doesn't work, Eclipse will tell you that it's not going to work. I'm going to show you by writing a line of system.out.print like I just wrote before of the Hello World. This time I'll just make an error somewhere in the code. If you're writing code, you'll notice when you're writing a lot, you're going to make errors just in your typing. You're going to misspell things just because you're writing so fast. And what to do when that happens, Eclipse will let you know. It's pretty easy to figure out, but just what to look for. And right now, as you can see, there's that red X next to it, next to that line to the left in that column. That's the line number. And that's what pops up every time a line, like Eclipse doesn't recognize the language. Then it knows that when it runs it, there's going to be an error in the code and it won't work. So when you see that, you're going to want to go to that line and look at it and just fix it. until that goes away, and it will work. I'm going to run this here just to show you what happens when there's an error in your program. So if you got this far and you see this, it means that there's an error in your class and you don't want to run it. I'm going to run it just to show you here. You'll see that when I run this, the program crashes. This red pops up. It tells you the name of the crash. It tells you where it happened, and it says line 8 here. So I'm going to click on that, and that brings me to line 8. It brings me to there. That's really helpful. Another way to get there is if you're writing a line, say you have a couple hundred lines of code, and you just see in that column next to the scroll bar that red little square, you can click on that, and it takes you right to that line, as you see right there. That's useful for getting to your line. Up top where you see the name of the class, there's a red X there. There's red X's everywhere the file's named, telling you that Eclipse is telling you that that's not going to work when you run it, that errors exist in your project, in the project folder too. If one of the classes in a multiple class project doesn't work, the whole project's going to have a red X in it. You'll also see that warning, that warning triangle next to P3. There's an example of it. That means that it's warning you that one of the conventions you use, maybe you used a variable, or you made a variable that you never used. A warning label will pop up. That's a really common occurrence. So that is about all you need to know for getting ready to start writing programs. You'll learn more as you go on and continue to write more and more programs with Eclipse. Now I'm going to show you your workspace where you back up your Java files, just how to kind of guide through there. In the folder you see you have, I just clicked on workspace there. That'll bring you to all your project folders you created. You see all mine. First programs there, that's one you'll have, so click on that. In there you'll see the Java doc you created, hello world.java. It has that, so if you wanted to say email that to yourself or put it on a flash drive to work on it on a different computer, that's the file you take with your code to put it somewhere else. Just drag it in the flash drive however you want to use it if you need to access it. And basically just knowing your way around the workspace is something you'll need to know as you get more into programming. Right now, basically, you have enough information on Eclipse to start writing programs in Java. You just need to learn more about the Java language, about programming structure in general, how to write more complicated programs. For that, I suggest looking at some of the courses in the video description. The free online courses at websites, a couple of them are Coursera.org and Udacity.com. They offer computer science classes, intro classes. They're actually taught by real professors from real universities. They're completely free. Another good option for learning the Java language is in the video description. It's the Oracle link. It's a link to Java's website where they basically have all the information you would have in a textbook about programming in Java, but just on their website for free to learn about how to programming, just basic programming structure, and anything you'll need to program with Java. It's very useful, and I would recommend using that. Mixture maybe the online courses if you want to learn from a professor. If you're good on your own, I would use Java's website. They're both great tools. If you have any questions, just feel free to comment in the video description on YouTube, and I'll get back to you in a timely manner. So thank you for watching my video.